Hey guys, all right, if anybody catching this as a replay, you want to go to the profile right now because I could be live depending on the platform that you follow us on. Let me get my apron adjusted here, new apron. And you guys, some of you might have seen me at the place to get it embroidered. Now I'm trying to get my little knot in there so we can put it in the right spot. Hi, hello there. And I'm going to move, you guys are on, first of all, my streaming gear, which you can't see because you're all on. My streaming gear is provided by Joystick. As I look for their card, and I don't see it, so we'll make sure to get that in there, make sure to get you guys some pictures and all that. As you can see, I got a load of bags. We went to the store, we've got everything. I'm not going to be on long today, but I'm going to try and get some stuff started because basically I'm just going to prep, and some of this will have to, I know Facebook is like, we can't see you. Hold on, let me get you guys in position here. There we go. Okay, now everybody has a shot. Let me see, wait a minute. You guys are over too much that way. There we go. And then, let's see. I'm going to bring you guys down a little bit. There we go. There we go. There you go. Okay, is that better? That's like way better, right? Done, like all up in the ceiling. Okay, cool. All right, because I'm running 3 cameras. One I'm watching, that's my monitor up there at the top. I'm on my baby Joystick Junior. So I have my monitor at the top, and then I have a Periscope going. Hi, Periscope, welcome in. And then, of course, my Facebook family, Jimmy Taylor, I see you. Let me give you guys a couple of waves and shout-outs over here. Coletta, thank you so much. For those of you that are watching, for those of you that are sharing, you always know if you're watching on my timeline, your timeline, a friend's timeline, thank them, thank you for watching and sharing, for commenting and so forth. What is this? This ain't, I can tell you what it's not. This ain't that cooking show. I am a 16-year blogger from Atlanta, if a friend has ever told you to watch. And I have reached that point where I have transitioned or into that, like, I don't know how to say it. It's time out for chasing celebrities. So I had to find something else to blog about. Like, I can't come on here and talk about the crap that's going on between Cardi B. Somebody just said that to me today. I can't be talking about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. I can't be running up on the red carpets and all that kind of stuff. I'm on that other side of life. On this side, and on this side of life, it has brought me back into my kitchen. And I came back to the kitchen. I realized, wait a minute, I need to up my cooking skills. I used to be able to throw down in the kitchen. And so one of the things I did, and for those of you that are going through this with me, caregiving, I went into the caregiver space. Coming out of the caregiver space, life looks a whole lot different. There are a lot of things that are more valuable, more important. Hey, Randy. Hey, Tara. And so blogging for me is, if I decided to put my hat back on and try to blog and all that kind of stuff, I wanted to do something a little bit different. And coming in here and talking to you guys about things that go on in my day and sharing some things with you guys. You sharing with me. I had a great conversation yesterday, met somebody who watches and have literally followed me since the 90s. I was like, whoa, that's how long I've been doing this stuff. So, you know, just trying to figure out what is the spark? What is the spark of life? And I've seen people get to this point in life and survive, but even though, and I said it a minute ago, I was like, it feels like going through something that everybody else is kind of pretending that don't happen. People really don't really prepare you for this stuff. So I'm going to bring some things out as I walk off cameras because I'm coming over to my pantry here. And I'm going to get some things. Yes, I would love to have all this stuff prepped before you guys get here. It don't happen like that. I literally sometimes have to come in and clean up the kitchen. Sometimes I have to get all my gadgets and all that kind of stuff working. I've got the oven already preheating. what we are making today, and I was actually making some stuff over there, which is why I have to wipe this down. I was trying to get some stuff prepped up. But this is my little butcher blocks. Those of you that follow me on Facebook, you saw me go to Bill's Antique this morning, and I was looking for an idea. I still have to treat myself to a present. But this little butcher block, I got this at Bill's. One of the guys has a booth where he has reclaimed wood. So I love to talk about that. And I hope that everybody can see it. That lower third on Periscope, it might be. Oh, there it is. Okay, I think you guys can see it. I don't know about Facebook. Let me see. I think you guys can see that. Let me see. I don't know if I can bring it back. Does that help? So I'm probably going to want to put it over here, actually. And I can bring it back into the corner there. Yeah, we can work from the corner there. I move it around a lot anyway. And wait a minute. It was perfect on Periscope. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait. Okay. Okay. Right there is good, huh? Okay, cool. All right, because what we're going to do, ooh. Dang, Periscope's got good shots. Okay, wait a minute. I don't know what to do. I'm going to put a pan right here because we're going to sear off this roast. And we had so much fun working with that big piece of meat the last time that we're going to do that again. And I've had the oven preheating. The family, I almost heard talk. Okay, the family requested cheesesteak. Now I don't like to try to do cheesesteak because you can never really get it like you want it, like you know what it should taste like. But if you do a true variation of it on your own, I want to do. I love a roast beef sandwich. And I know people are going to say, man, that's a pretty prime piece of meat to make for a roast beef sandwich. Well, that's what I want. That's what I want. And what I don't want to do is make a roast beef sandwich. In fact, it was so funny because when I was shopping in the store, this guy came up, and he was all in my basket. He was like, I'm like, he's standing there pointing at my basket, and I'm like, what does he want? He was like, my first wife. He said, my wife cooks this chuck roast all the time. He said, my other wife. I was like, your other wife? He was like, the first wife. He said the first wife used to buy all these cheap cuts of meat and try to make them all tender, and it was never any good. I'm about to plug you guys up here, right? Hold on. Okay. So he said, okay, there we go. He said the first wife used to buy all these cheap cuts of meat and try to, feed the family, and it just didn't work. He said, but that second wife, she used to get the cut of meat that I had. And he said, oh my God, it was so good. And he got to talking about all these meals she used to make with that cut of meat. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I don't know that my family is worthy of the cut of meat, but I know that I am. So, yes, we're going to do a roast. And we're going to make sandwiches out of it. But it's big enough that it's going to be a 2-day thing. Definitely going to have leftovers. Hey, Rachel. Periscope, fire. I can't even see y'all. Fire. What is that? Feist, y'all? I need to bring that over here so I can see the comments and stuff. I bought a nice roll because what my idea of is the juice. A good roast beef sandwich a good roast always has good juice. And so I'm thinking that I'm going to do something really interesting with the juice from the roast. And it's going to give me, instead of having to put like a mayo or something like that, I mean, who doesn't love a good roast beef sandwich? Look at that. That's a big, heavy roast. I'm not going to let y'all see that just yet. What I am going to do is get it seasoned up really quick. And I'm going to sear it off into the oil with some rosemary and some thyme. That's going to go in that pan right there. Then I'm going to put it in the roast. It's going to go in the oven. I'm going to go and chill, watch some television. I know both of these bad boys can't be saying they need charging. Hold on. And the crazy thing about it, I charge this device up all night long. When I say all night long, all night. Okay, let me get that plugged in. Oh, stop. There we go. And that seems kind of loose. All right, one more. Oh, this is the one I took with me. All right. Okay. Okay, so I'm unbagging. You guys see me unbagging. I had to go to the other store and grab some lemons. For those of you that have not seen me before, those of you hanging out with us on Periscope, we make homemade lemonade. I make my lemonade before I start cooking. Hey, Crystal. And that's all I drink is lemonade. Of course, I'm going to spike the lemonade. In fact, as I sat here, what is my favorite cup? My favorite cup is not, oh, wait, somebody do dishes? Nope. All right, so I got this little bit of Moscato over here teasing me. I might as well go ahead and get rid of that. Long day. It's been a long week. Last week was my birthday week, so they're starting to catch up with me. We did a road trip. I came back, got right back into the groove of things. Sunday, it all caught up with me. I kind of got some rest, and I feel like I could use some more rest. Normally, I would have an old batch of lemonade to get rid of, but as you can see, we went through that lemonade. So, I'm going to get this washed out. I'm going to get the sink ready for my roast here. Where's my pan for my roast? I have in mind to do something like a because I'm thinking meat and potatoes. Usually when I make a meat, it's usually because the carnivore wants something, you know, meat and potatoes. I always try to do just a regular plain meat and potato day for them, because normally when I'm doing a kind of a cooking challenge, I'm learning how to cook something, and it may not be something, it may not be something that they would rather have for dinner. In fact, what I suggested this morning, I got a bunch of quick no's on that, and I let them deter me. So let me get this wiped out. For my we're going to do another raspberry lemonade. Today is kind of a duplicate day. Today's definitely going to be kind of a duplicate day. All right, there's that. What else do we need? Let me wipe down the stove here. And usually, in between times, I cook on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then I'm like out and about blogging and events and things like that. So in between, and the times that I'm not in the kitchen, people come in and they take over. I found this. Ooh, child, this thing is empty. Let me tell y'all. And let me tell y'all know the holiday season is coming up, right? You want to go ahead and stock up on your seasoning. If you remember, I remember last year we were trying to find some nutmeg, and we were going all over the city trying to find some daggone nutmeg, your cinnamon, your vanilla, and things like that, because everybody and their grandmamas out there making sweet potato pies and all that kind of stuff. And seasoning prices are going to go up, and it's going to be scarce. So if you want to go ahead, if you want to wait. But you want to go ahead and get your seasoning going. Start stocking up on your seasoning. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and wash my roast off. And by wash, I mean I'm going to rinse it off. And I'm going to hit it off with a little bit of the lemon. Where is my... These were buy one, get one, so that's why I have 2 of these. This is not part of the recipe for today. We'll talk about that. I will need to use some of this chicken stock, even though maybe I use beef since I am going to do the roast there. So I'll use some beef stock. But let me think what else I have. I also want to do something sweet. Okay, so let me do a little bit of a reset for those of you that have not watched me before. Lemonade. I love lemonade. That's what I drink. That's my beverage of choice, even though my family will leave other items in view. Okay, I always make a fresh batch of lemonade. I am team no squeeze the lemon. Hey there, my Walmart sisters are on. I'm team no squeeze the lemon. We basically take our lemon, we wash it, we cut them into 3/4 slices, and then that goes into our pot. So I'm torn between, let me go ahead and go ahead and get my lemons on. And we steep our lemonade like one of the Facebook has. We steep it like tea. So I'm going to fill this pot up with water and get it on the stove and let that go ahead and start getting hot. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my lemon, with my cutting board and a knife here, and all my ingredients, my Moscato, potatoes, move out the way, potatoes. Oh, I said I was going to keep y'all in the shop. Good? Everybody good? Everybody can see? All right, now the recipe for the lemonade is 1 lemon, 1 quart. 1 lemon per quart of water you're gonna use, right? 1 lemon per quart. 2 lemon, 2 quarts. 3 lemon, 3 quarts. But I'm gonna also add in an additional fruit to mine. So I always have 3 lemon and an additional fruit. 3 lemon and a peach. 3 lemon and half a package of blueberries. That's a really good lemonade. 3 lemons, a mango. 3 lemons, this, that, and the other, for whatever lemonade you're going to make. I want to get me a baking soda bath going. I'm going to get in this sink right here, I'm going to get me a baking soda bath going with my brush here, just to kind of get the, clean my vegetables. And somebody keep forgetting like I'm the shortest one in the house. Where my other baking soda go? That wasn't empty. Can be empty. I gotta open a packet of baking soda. And not special. So I just put a little bit of baking soda in some water. Wash my lemon off, my vegetables off. And I'm going to use a little bit of that baking soda in my cookies. I always make a couple things, not always. I don't know if I say always like I'm that kind of chef. First of all, number 1, I am not a chef. I'm not trying to play one on live stream. I'm a mom who raised 4 kids on my cooking, was in a caregiver mode, cooking for my mother, and now I'm back in the kitchen and having amazing time. So let me get my lemons cleaned off here. I'm just gonna take a little bit of brush, and what I'm doing is I'm brushing off on it all them fingerprints, mine and everybody else's, because I'm not gonna peel my lemon and I'm not gonna squeeze my lemon, and therefore I'm gonna be drinking a beverage that's going to, so I want some nice clean lemon, right? All right, so all I'm gonna do is I wanna go ahead and cut these lemons and slice. Let me tell you, this makes the best lemonade ever. I've got 3 quarts of water over here. I didn't even fill it up to the top. Look like I'm trying to see. I think I put a little bit more water in there. I'm gonna put my 3 lemon in there. These lemons are huge, so you can tell these are not your average organic lemon, okay? Can everybody see that? So, do I need to bring it closer to the stove there? Okay. So I'm just gonna slice these up. One of these I'm gonna keep an end of a lemon for my cooking, for what I'm gonna cook today and go on the meat and so forth, since these are so big. And then I'm talking, oh, I love when that flavor, that lemon smell just goes right through me, right over the house and everything. My knife, I guess I could have sharpened my knife a little bit. I try to get at least 4 slices, good 4 slices out of the lemon. And like I said, these are pretty big. I don't even like to buy my lemon this big, but I bought these at the regular grocery store. No, I didn't. I went to the other store. So my lemon's going to go in, and I'm going to make this a raspberry lemonade. So let me get my raspberries rinsed off here. Now, one thing about the raspberries in this boiling water, we're not going to let it totally boil. Once my fruit starts dancing around, hey there, Rachel. I thought I said hey to you before. Once my fruit starts boiling, dancing around, then I'm gonna just take it off the stove. So my raspberries are going in, and then my lemon is gonna go in. And while I'm doing everything else, this is gonna be over here. It's gonna dance. It's gonna come to a nice boil, and I'm gonna have the best raspberry lemonade, baby. Raspberry beret, isn't that the song? All right, I'm gonna need that for my vegetables I'm gonna do here. All right, so that's gonna go in the trash there. What's next? What's next? I'm gonna be all over this apron. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this boiling on high. And that's literally, let me bring it over so you guys can see it. Can y'all see into that pot? So that's all it is. That's gonna make the best batch of lemonade you ever had in your life. All right, so we're gonna put it over here. We're gonna let that dance. Raspberries in there. Now those raspberries are gonna be all over the place, so if you might want to strain that. But basically, once I pour it out, I'm gonna have the best pink lemonade. For those of you that don't realize that pink lemonade is a flavor, pink lemonade. I'm gonna have the best pink lemonade. Then I'm gonna take that fruit, the lemons, and I'm gonna put that into the pitcher. Now that's gonna give me, as you know, the pitcher is only 2 quarts, so I'm gonna have a quart left over. What I then make ice cubes out of that, so when I want ice in my lemonade, I put lemonade in the lemonade instead of water. Or just freezing it, make me a couple slushies and those kind of things, depending on, but it's not as hot as it was this summer. Yolanda, are you gonna still drink lemonade in the winter? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Don't you drink sodas in the winter? Okay. So we got a couple of vegetables that we're gonna do. Now what I'm gonna do here, while I cut up some of my vegetables, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse my roast off that I'm using. I'm gonna show you guys this roast here. I don't think I showed it to you, right? If you didn't see it while I was at the store, premium. Look at that. And one of the things, the guy, he said, "Ooh, that fat." He was all over he was trolling the roast. He was like, "Oh my God, that fat's gonna dissolve into that meat and it's gonna be so good." Was he expecting me to invite him to dinner? I don't know. It's like, dude, get out my buggy, get out my roast. But I appreciate the comments. I appreciate him affirming that I should definitely invest in this delicious piece of meat. Now, yes, we're making sandwiches. I know you said that's a good Sunday roast. It ain't Sunday. It's what? What day is it? Wednesday. Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I never know what day it is. It's Tuesday. And we're going to make sandwiches tonight. We might have a nice sit-down dinner tomorrow. I don't know. Depends on the leftovers. But I love roast beef sandwiches. And that's what I want. And that's what I want right now. And that's what I want tonight. So I'm going to get this rinsed off really good. And I'm going to put a dry rub on it. I'm going to put a dry rub and let that chill over here for a minute while I go ahead and knock out these vegetables that's going to go in with it. We're going to sear this roast in a pan. That was our lesson last week or 2 weeks ago when we made a roast. Was searing it in a pan. We decided to try that. And when I tell you, it makes the best. Oh my God. I feel like I have been just messing up my meat forever. Oh my God. When I tell you, it was so, not only was it tender, and I mean, you know, cooking in the oven was really good, but there was something to firming it up. There was whatever supposed to happen with that technique. It was absolutely everything. All right, I'm hitting it off with a little bit of this lemon. And then I'm gonna coat it with my seasoning here. All right, so now, this right here, I found this on the shelf. Brown sugar bourbon. Brown sugar bourbon. Look at that. I done already used half of it. I'm going to use this as my dry rub on my roast. Can y'all see that? I'm going to use this as my dry rub on my roast. I have to remember to come over here so everybody can see. And I don't want to do that because now I got to clean up this mess. Let me drain this again. Let me not get it on my vegetable thing there. And I want this, one of the reasons I want to go ahead and get my spices on it because I kind of want it to dry. So it'll be like a dry rub. So all I'm going to do here, after I clean and disinfect and all that stuff, all I'm going to do is just coat it in this seasoning. What I love about this seasoning is I can be very liberal with it, you know, put in a dry rub on it. Now, if I was cooking this tomorrow, it would be perfect. If I was cooking this tomorrow, because one thing we have learned on it is that let it marinate, you know. So basically putting that dry rub on there. Let's go ahead and get the other side. And then I'm going to put this in some hot oil with that rosemary and that thyme. And that's going to sear in all this flavor. And then it's going to go in the oven. And I'm going to go and put my feet up and watch television. And then tonight, about 5:30, dinner will be done. I'm not going to shred it too much like pulled pork, but I know it's going to fall off the bone. And there's no bone, but I know it's going to be like really tender. And I've done it before. If you go on my Instagram, the Instagram Dry Bus Eats, you'll see the roast that we did before. Ooh, look at that picture. I love that picture. You'll see the roast that we did before. And as you can see, like I said, I can be very liberal with this because the seasonings, they're not salt-based, okay? Think about that when you are choosing your seasoning. This is a sugar base, okay? And it's large flakes. So if I look like I was using a lot of it, no. And it smells very sweet. It's not a salt base, even though it has some garlic salt and those kinds of things in there. But what I did was I put a nice coating on there because when I put it in that pan and it hits that oil, then that's just gonna be delicious. And think about it on that sandwich. And we'll just take a fork and pick this apart. So I'm gonna let that sit over here and let that seasoning dry up on there. So when I go into that oil, go into that pan with it, it's gonna be delicious. All right, so let me go over some of the other ingredients today. And again, Periscope is joining us today, so everybody shout out to Periscope that's watching with us, Facebook. Normally what happens, my live stream, it'll probably be long. Periscope's used to a long live stream, but what I will do is I try to go back and I try to do the photos and the videos and the shorter versions, and then we'll make that available to you on YouTube. But there you go, if y'all can see that. So there's my roast. And I don't know what to tell you, but screenshot. Okay, so that's gonna sit, and while that's sitting, my lemonade is going over here. Daggone it, you know what I forgot to do, y'all? I don't know where my strainer is. I mean, my grater. I don't know where my grater's at. I may not even have one anymore. I need to probably get rid of this bread. Oh, Lord, and I got one onion. Life is not about to be fair. I got one onion. And I kept saying, I know I've got onion, I know I've got onion. Let me think. Because I really want to do... I know I need more onion. We're an onion-loving family. We love some onion. And I know I have not put any in... Wait a minute. I think I might. Let me see. Big old red onion in here. Oh, Lordy. I got some thyme. I got some celery. Got some carrots. Let me see here. Oh, my goodness. I had some deal in there. I don't let go bad. This is why I take traveling. I got time. I bought time. Dang. Let me see, y'all. Hold on. I still got red tomatoes. Oh, I do have some heavy cream. Not enough, though. I try not to keep a lot in the fridge. I know I want a little bit of celery on this roast. So what I'm going to do is I will let the red onion, there's red onion in here. I'll let that go with the potatoes. I'm going to use the white onion and mushroom on the roast. White onion, mushroom, and a little bit of celery on the roast. Oh, and the bell pepper. The bell pepper? See, I got a kind of a tug of war going here as to what I want in the potato and what I want in the roast. Now, the roast, the vegetables that's going on the roast, the onions and the mushrooms are going literally on the sandwich. So the celery is going in just for flavor, and I think the bell pepper is going with the potato dish. All right, so that will be that. All right. So now I just need to cut up my onion. And I'm going to go ahead and get my vegetables cut up, because as soon as I take that roast out of the pan and going into the roaster with it, the vegetables, the onions and the mushrooms, the celery will go right into that hot oil. And if you guys want to dip out, I know the other viewers are on. If you want to dip out and check the profile, you can definitely check the profile. I have not done much of the cooking on Periscope. And I love the hearts. Thank you so much for the hearts. I have not done a lot of cooking on Periscope. You guys know me as an Atlanta location scoper, where I take you around to all the Atlanta events. And Facebook, I'm running you guys just straight on there. And I don't think red onion is gonna go good with this. I'm gonna go with this white onion on that. So my lemonade, I'm watching it and listening for it to start dancing over here, because the minute it starts, my fruit starts dancing around, my raspberries are really gonna kind of disintegrate, and then I know it's done. What I'm gonna do at that point, I'll just put the lid on it and let it steep like tea. And that color, the raspberry is gonna not only flavor, but it's gonna give me a nice pink color to the lemonade. And make sure I pour that lemonade off, guys, before we get out of here. We don't have much time. All right. So one thing about this white onion, it's so hard to get the shell off. So, that ain't what we do. That ain't what we do. We don't peel. And again, like I said, I am not a chef. I'm not even, do I have a cookbook in mind? Not necessarily a cookbook. I have a magazine. As a publisher for 16 years, a blogger. Yes, one thing I will do with all this content that I now have out there after coming in here, hanging out with you guys in the kitchen for a year, I am going to, I do have some ideas in mind. OMG, this is so hard. It's like, no. Here, let's do it that way. Dang, that didn't even want to come out. Did you guys watch the Red Table Talk, the Will and Jada? Ooh, child. They doing the most, okay? They are doing the most. I'm like, I don't even understand. I don't even understand. Basically what they did from my vantage point is basically they just confirmed all the rumors about the strange agreement that they have. And I'm still sitting there like, are they trying to convince us or themselves? I don't know what that was. But you know me, I just sit back, I'm just watching how people are absorbing it. And it's in the part that worries me is everybody's kind of overlooking the pain points, you know. That's the thing I don't understand. I'm like, people want so much to I don't know. I'm like, cause I ain't missing the part where Jada's talking about her hair falling out. I'm not missing the part where the 15-year-old had to move out and the baby girl talking about, you know, said she had a period of where she was hindering herself, cut her hair after whipped my hair. She cut her hair off in protest. Like, everybody just overlooking all that. Let me see. Let me read some of these comments. Dilly Inspires is there. Oh my God, you guys are coming in there. Hold on. Dryer, I need to talk to you. I missed the vessel. Oh, I'm so sad. Okay, let me see. Hold on, you still here? Right, she says right. So it's like everybody wants that lifestyle. People that envy. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Donna. People are so looking through with these rose-colored glasses that they just overlooking all the things that they said that they had to work on. You know, like they're at a point, and I don't get it. And it's like, I'm like, am I supposed to fall in line with everybody? I'm not falling in line with everybody else. That woman said her hair is falling out. Okay? Trying to understand this relationship. All these years they didn't have to tell that. And that's what I said, D-Lee. It's almost like they just confirming what everybody else thought. All these years people said there was trouble in the marriage. They were like, no, we're fine. You know, they're fine. They're not, okay, they're not divorcing. But she sat right there and said that they're going to stay together forever. But he's gonna be on one end of the house. This house thing, let me tell you, this house thing is like, that house, him building that house. First of all, Will Smith is so much. The first episode, I was just exhausted. I was like, oh my God. And first of all, we keep coming back to this thing where women don't want to say they need a man. They want to say they want a man. But men don't want to hear, I want you. They want to hear, I need you. And so throughout both episodes, he kept trying to get her to outwardly express her appreciation for this house. But she said, and I don't know if he heard her, to her, the house was like the cage that he built for her, right? Okay, let me come close. Something ain't right. It's a whole lot that's not right. But the sad part about it is people keep overlooking that part, all the things that's not right, because they want to say, they got money, they got wealth, they're a top couple in Hollywood, and they're this, that, and the other, and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I think it's okay, y'all can be business partners, but when you decide you just gonna straight marry just for the hell of it because y'all live in a state where it's cheaper to keep her, and I can't overlook all that stuff. I think at one point Willow talked about cutting herself, and I think something about right after the movie, when they did the movie in China and all that kind of stuff, because I've been asking, I'm like, well, hell, how come ain't no women in Will Smith movies? How come ain't no black women in Will Smith movies? I'm like, what? And I'm like, I mean, you know, he got that ongoing issue with Aunt Biv and all of that, right? But then listening to this story, I'm like, y'all, I need y'all to stop. I'm talking to the audience. I need the audience to stop. Because the first thing everybody did the viral video, oh, you going to just tell somebody that's such a control thing. Oh, who are you seeing anyone? No. Okay, you seeing me now. I would have ran. Because that's control. Okay? But he's already said he came out of a very controlling environment, controlling an abusive environment. So naturally, he's going to have some of those behaviors. And if you don't have nobody checking that stuff, because I bought a book the other day, we were doing the book club, and it talks about dealing with people who have survived domestic violence situations, because there are triggers. We got to stop walking around here acting like we don't have triggers. Like, I had a trigger today. Like, okay, I wanted to make one thing, and my daughter voicing her opinion on what she wanted. I'm like, okay, you need to buy you something to eat because this is what we're going to have. And that triggered me the entire day. It's like, the challenging of it, you know. You got to know your triggers. You cannot call yourself a healed person or a healing person or a recovered person or a recovering person unless you understand your triggers. And unfortunately, they have to do this thing in the public eye, right? We all have to do it. I have to do things in the public because I can shut all this down. I can turn it all off. And then people are going to go, where'd she go? You know, and it's like, so I've got to go through this healing process in the public, and using the public to do it is what helped me. Turning this camera on, it's bringing me through it. I'm gonna put my lid on mine. As you can see, my fruit is over here dancing. See the smoke rising up. My raspberries, my lemons are dancing around. My raspberries are dancing around. I'm gonna let it come to a little bit more boil. I can see my raspberry color on that. Anyway, but the audience, y'all, it's the audience. It's the same reason we got all this reality TV. How many of you out there would tell your daughters to take those paths that these women have taken? Nobody. Nobody. But yet, you consume it because it's entertaining, you know, and so forth. Here, let me do this. Let me go ahead and keep cutting and get this stuff done. But I need people to understand. It's like, we need to say to them, no, you can't put that out. You can't just put that out there. And I love that Jada, you know, she's very cognizant of the power that they have. Very cognizant of such power that people would make decisions based on how Will and Jada live their lives. Somebody out there couldn't wait till their spouse or significant other get home. Will and Jada are doing it this way. You know, we need to do it the same way. I'm like, y'all better be careful. You better be careful. I'm gonna put just one celery stalk in this, guys, because I don't need a lot of celery. But I like celery in my roast. I'm gonna go ahead and do two while I'm at it. All right, so we're gonna give that a little bath in my water there. I'm looking at my roast over here, all juicied up. All right, so I'm gonna give that a little bit of chop too, and then I'm going to do I won't have to chop the mushrooms. The mushrooms are already cut up, so we're just gonna kind of go with the celery there. The celery I'm doing kind of small because it's not gonna make it onto the sandwich. But if you have not watched that Red Table Talk, it was the first one of this being their second season. It was a two-parter, Will and Jada. And like I said, you know, all they did was kind of go through what the rumors have been, trying to dispel some of the myths, and they didn't even dispel them. A lot of it was true. It's like they got a strange situation going on, you know. But who don't? And I'm not saying anybody else. Who don't? But see, what happens, the danger in that is when you think that somebody else, because like I said, there are a lot of us out here going through stuff that other people are pretending don't exist. So yeah, there was a lot to learn, because how many people, teenagers went through some of those same things, and you thinking your teenager went through it, and you probably thinking, man, if I'd have just had a little bit more resources, a few more resources, and then you look at somebody who had all the resources in the world, and still, well, then you begin to understand it's a natural thing, it's a natural hierarchy that parents are one way and children are another, that no matter who you are, hormones is hormone, testosterone is testosterone, okay, estrogen is estrogen. It's gonna happen. Do you have Dryer Buzz kitchen knives? Girl, I need to. That's why I was asking you for that thing. That's why I came to your workshop, okay? Hey there, Chandon Carter. See, Chandon Carter is on. That's why I came to your workshop, Desiree Lee. Desiree had a workshop on Sunday, and you guys on Periscope are very well, you know who she is. I went to her workshop to learn a little bit more about branding. Oh, wait, is that a bot? Let me get rid of that bot. Hold on. Okay. All right. So, I've always had the aprons, and that was one of the things. But again, okay, my lemonade is ready over here. It's definitely red. It's definitely pink. All right. But you can see my raspberries. Can y'all see into the pot there? Move the comments if you need to. So you can see the raspberries, you know, they get torn to pieces. But it's definitely pink lemonade, right? And some of you that just came in and was like, wait, lemonade on the stove? Yes, lemonade on the stove. We don't squeeze the lemons. We just give our lemons a nice slice, nice size slices. And then we always go 3 lemons and 1 fruit, 3 quarts of water. 3 quarts, not necessarily, almost 4 quarts. I didn't fill it to the top. I always do 1 lemon per quart. And so that's 3 lemons. And then I'll always throw in 1 other fruit. Usually, I love peach lemonade, so I would always throw in a peach. Just don't peel the peach, don't squeeze the lemon, slice your lemon, slice your peach, because the color and a lot of the flavor comes from the skin of the lemon. You could probably even zest, if you really want that zest flavor, you can do that. Is the recipe downloadable? It will be. It's right now on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Hello there, Shandon. And that's one of the things, again, why I went to Desiree's training on Sunday, because while I am an author, here's my book right here. I was an author in the marketing arena, and now I have got to, everybody wants a recipe. So I've got to learn some new ways of marketing these things. So I've got to get the recipe, I got to start doing recipes, because some of this stuff I am coming up with. Some of it, you know, it's already out there. Like most of the things that I do come out of cookbooks. Like we did an Aisha Curry challenge. Like I have Aisha Curry's cookbook right here. And so we did a challenge where I learned to make cookies. She has a very good cookie recipe in there. So I have a cookie recipe that I do now, thanks to Aisha Curry. This one is called Mrs. Wilkes' Boarding House Cookbook. And it's about a bunch of black women that work in Savannah boarding house. So it has a lot of great recipes. And one of the reasons I bought this one, because these recipes go back to a time when everything wasn't in abundance. And I was thinking, man, if they could feed families during that time when everything wasn't in abundance, amazing what we can do today. And plus I wanted to get the history of some of the recipes. I also, because we have a book club as well, for those of you that are asking about the book clubs, because mainly what I would do is pair a book with a dish. But then we got off into the cookbooks. This one is the Sweetie Pie's cookbook. I did the yeast roll challenge and failed miserably. My bread was as angry as I was. So we have to do the challenge on that again. The next cookbook that I have that I'm going to get is going to be Chrissy Teigen's cookbook. Chrissy Teigen is now available at Target, and these are her little pinch bowls that I bought, and I'm going to start collecting her pieces. You guys want to see that? Little pinch bowls, because when you're prepping for your recipes, you have to you know, do a bowl of this and a bowl of that and all that kind of stuff. So I was thinking my idea, my premise for all this was to go from gadget to gourmet. So I started buying gadgets. Double tap the screen to give hearts. Thank you so much. Hey, Charlie. So, like I said, I'm looking at this roast over. Y'all, this roast looks good. For those that just came in, I have a roast over here that I put a dry rub on. We're getting ready to sear this off, okay? So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. The first thing I always do is I always start a batch of lemonade. So the lemonade is pretty much ready. And rinse my hands off from that roast. The lemonade is pretty much ready. The next thing I'm going to do is I was trying to get some vegetables ready, because once I sear that off, I'm going to saute these vegetables next after that. Let me do this. Let me get my vegetables off the cutting board here. So my vegetables are going to be just onions, some celery, and some mushrooms, okay? Mushrooms, I just bought a package of mushrooms already cut up. So that's going to go in there with the onion and the celery. But what's going to happen is, and I'll show you guys that, one of my tips, I got a call this morning and said, bring the food closer to the screen. I usually have a couple other cameras and we really do another production, but I end up, you can't just enjoy your live stream and worry about production. So like I said, for those of you that will want to make some of this stuff, there will be a production video, how-to video afterwards, okay? And I guess I can borrow that idea from Cliffyland. And I want to hurry up and get done before Cliffyland comes on. So I've got my vegetables, and now we're ready. All right. Over here, I'm probably not going to stay on and do those. We'll prep some of those and continue talking. Conversation. Why do we call this Ain't That Cooking Show? Because it ain't that cooking show. We are cooking up buzz, being a blogger for 16 years about Atlanta, celebrities, and all of that. We have a little bit of that conversation. So the conversation we were talking about is the fact that Will Smith appeared on his wife's show, which is called The Red Table Talk, which brings together 3 generations of women, Jada Pinkett Smith, her daughter Willow, and then her mother. And they talk about their experiences in Hollywood. Sherry, love chuck roast, made it 2 weeks ago. I'm telling you, isn't it like the best? Definitely expensive, but it is never a regret when you do the chuck roast. All right, so I'm going to bring my pan over here. We're going to get ready to sear this roast off. And I think I have my cord right here. All right, so give me just a second to get this situated. I'm going to go behind me here. I'm going to have to be very careful with this, guys, because I'm running this cord over here. And like I said, I know it's a premium piece of meat. I'm not going to make excuses for it. And yes, we are going to make sandwiches. But only because it makes, we're trying to do a take on a cheesesteak. But not so much a cheesesteak sandwich as a roast beef sandwich. And when you think of a roast beef sandwich, like think about roast, the au jus sauce, think about the onions and the mushrooms, basically a very hearty steak sandwich, a beef sandwich. I call it a beef, we're doing a big beefy cheesy sandwich. It's a little bit different when you do a roast, kind of a roast sandwich, as opposed to the cheesesteak. Like the cheesesteak is pretty much a fatty piece of meat just chopped up, and this one is a little bit different from that. It's almost like I'm trying to get to that leftover flavor without it being leftovers, right? Because you know how when you do make your roast and the next day you come in and you want a good sandwich out of it. I'm trying to get this to where it won't pull this pan down because this thing is heavy. All right, now the good thing about it, I'm using the Chef Man pan. Information is on the YouTube. It'll be in the link if you want to get the pan. Definitely you can get the pan off of Amazon. I love this for tailgating. And see, that's what I'm saying right there. I got it turned on. Let me get that off. What I love about this pan is immediately when you plug it up, it's hot. I'm a little concerned about this cord though. Because see how that rocks like that? Let me see if I can bring this weight up a little bit so it won't, let me see if I can sit that there so it won't. There we go. I just don't want that to tip. All right, the minute I turn it on, it's going to be hot. So what I'm going to put in the pan before I turn it on is I'm going to go in with some fresh thyme and some fresh rosemary. Just sprigs. I'm going to put them right off here to the side and let that flavor my oil on my roast. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of twist. That's going to go to the side there. And then, oh, it smells so good. And then I'm going to grab me a piece of rosemary to go in there with that. And I'm just going to kind of sear that off. So that's my herb, right? Can y'all see that? Do I come up and come back? I'm trying to go over here to get the roast and the oil. So I'm going to put some oil in that pan. My oven is preheated already. I'm using just some vegetable oil. You could use your EVOO, whatever you have. Just want to make sure I got all my tools and stuff so I don't have to go back that way. All right. Now again, remember now, once I turn this on, it's gonna be ready. I'm gonna sear my roast off, and then we're gonna go over here and finish making these potatoes. All right. The pan that I need to put this in when it's done. All right, because I'm going to go roast, and I'm going to go right into that pan right there. Has everybody got a good view? So I'm going to turn this on. Once my seasoning starts giving me a nice little sizzle, then I'm going to take that roast in there, and it's still kind of wet, but what I did was I did a dry rub on my roast, and I used McCormick's brown sugar bourbon. Oh my goodness. Brown sugar bourbon. Hit that roast off of that. You can already hear my seasoning. That's why I said this pan gets hot quick. You hear that? That's why I wanted to be prepared. You cannot turn your back on this pan. So I'm just going to flavor up this oil with my thyme and my rosemary. And I'm kind of a little bit on the liberal on the oil, because what's going to happen is I need a little oil to remain once I sauteed it, once I, sear it. And again, I'm learning, y'all. Once I sear it off and take that out, I'm going to go right in with these vegetables. So they're going to have the flavors of all of this. So I'm just getting that oil seasoned up. I might even have a little too much oil in here. It smells so good already. I can't see the comments way over here, guys. I'll come over and I'll go down the comments. But thank you so much. If you're watching on my timeline, your timeline, you saw it on a friend's timeline, thank you and thank them. You can swipe to my profile. If you want to see other dishes, we've been doing this about a year now. You want to see other dishes that we have challenged ourselves to learn to make, use the hashtag DryerBuzzEats. The hashtag DryerBuzz will take you back through my history of blogging. Blogging here live from Atlanta. One of the first to blog, one of the first to do internet radio and podcasting and all of that. I am now headed into the next phase, and that's hanging with you guys here in the kitchen. So now I'm going to slide this big monster on over here into this pan. Ooh, man, that smells too good. That brown sugar is insane. And I turned it down right quick to bring it back down. Now I'm bringing it back up. I want to take my rosemary out. Where's the napkin? Oh my God. The smell of the brown sugar and the bourbon and the seasoning. I mean, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn this over because we're going to put it in the oven. It's going to finish off in the oven. Oh my God, that looks so good. I wish you guys could see how pink this lemonade is. When I pour it, I will pour it off in a second. As soon as I get into the oven, I'll pour the lemonade, and then we'll finish up those potatoes. And I'm thinking about staying on to about 5:30. Look at this fat on this roast. It's insane. My pan is almost not big enough, y'all. All right, so like I said, what I'm gonna do now is just hit this off. Go ahead and saute my vegetables in here right quick. And then my vegetables is going in with the roast, and then that'll be in the oven, and we'll be done with this. All this we have to do is cook up in that oven. And this, keep in mind the onions, this is gonna go on the sandwich. Now you said tacos, you got me thinking about tacos. I'm gonna put a little kosher salt on my onions. Normally I would have done the onions, I would have done this in 3 layers. I would have put my onions in, but since I don't have that many onions, I would have sauteed the onions and salted them and let that bring out the caramel in that. Can everybody see that? I'm going to do onions and potatoes after this. I'm going to do onions and potatoes afterwards. So I'm just letting that finish up. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and put that in the pan, and that's going in the oven. And that's what I love about food to put in the oven, because you don't have to babysit it, you know. All right. So now I'm just going to put my vegetables over here on my roast. And I'll show you this in the pan. I'm going to let a little bit of the oil go in, because that's what I'm going to make my sauce with. I hate to have my back to you guys, but sorry. And see how quiet the pan got? I think that bell pepper would have went nice in this, but I need it in my potato dish. So now I'm going to hit this off. I'm going to show you guys my secret. So there we go. We have our roast in there that we seared our roast off. Thank you. So now there's a little bit of juice going on. This juice is going to come out of that meat. But anybody ready for the secret? Anybody ready for the secret? The last thing to unbag, I know it's a twist top, but it's some Pinot Grigio. There we go, baby. A little bit of that, and it's ready for the oven. And then you know what? The last one we did, I thought I was gonna have to thicken that up. I thought I would have to thicken it up, but it says looks awesome. It is going to be awesome. And this is just what we've done on the top on the pan there.